Cool.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow here with my partner, developer, everything. I've been working with him for years. Jason Lee, welcome. We're going to be doing another SoBloks development update for the week. Got a little bit of a late start. Today's my 45th birthday, and I'm in a slow start. And last night, I was honestly so busy just researching and trying to prepare more content for the week and being very disappointed in some of the projects that I've been looking into at your request. So now I'm afraid to put those videos together because they just don't look good. So I'll get to that, I'm sure, later in the week. Jason, what's up? What's new? What's popping?
Well, happy birthday, first of all.
Yeah, me. Another year closer to
Yeah.
my demise.
um, yeah, let me share the screen and we'll just jump into the update. Yeah, if you can give me access. Yeah, I keep saying that.
Oh, I think I need to let you. Hold on.
Yeah.
There we go. Now you're good to go.
Cool. All right, now what screen is here? It is. Cool. Yeah, this one should be fairly quick today. So yeah, here's our dev update for 22nd.
I gotta exit full screen. There we go. All right.
Yeah, so yeah, we're just gonna go through a couple quick things. Governance. We didn't really do anything on this week. We've been on target for what we wanted for this quarter. So there's no updates as far as the governance goes. Plenty of NFTs left, so people can get into that whenever they want. Our current sprint right now is 058, and the focus of this is primarily on UI, more integration of the NFTs, and then some bug fixes and things that our support channel has been helping out with. So bug fixes. So we'll do some quick metrics here. We got almost 200 people that requested invites, and we've been approving, I don't know, 5-10 people a day or something like that. So it depends. So that's cool. Again, we haven't done tons of marketing or anything, and we're not expecting thousands of people to be flooding in, every minute or something. So, 200 at this point is great.
Yeah, we're definitely keeping it all fairly low key outside of passive SoBloks.com. So
Totally.
we're
Yeah.
still building. So this is good for testing.
Yeah, this is excellent. And everybody's, been really helpful, that we've had in there. So I think it's a perfect match. So we're gonna keep going at this pace. We'll just, keep approving people as they come in and, keep going forward. We got almost 100 posts, which is cool. So, these people have been making the content in the system, which is great. Almost 150 comments. So, it's just like numbers like this are pretty awesome. I like seeing them. And this is a little map below that just shows, I just plotted some some markers of where we're seeing people coming into the site. So we got a lot of, North America, Europe, got somebody in Africa, and then we got some people, Asia, Australia, New Zealand. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool just to kind of see, at a top level, what people are doing and, how they're using the system. So I like it. So just a little bit more detail on kind of what this release is going to be. So it's been a lot more focus on the UI. So, this whole commenting in line, we have a way now that where, if I wanted to pick somebody, let's see, this is my test instance. So I can go down here now and we can comment in line, and so it'll show, it shows a nice little, dialogue and stuff, and then, we can drop in our emojis and everything. So,
and that's way better than having to click on the actual post. And then, because nobody's used to having to do that. So you're like, wait, what?
Totally.
How is this? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and this is just another thing again, it's like we can't just drop everything, immediately and just crank out a billion features, so it's like, we're getting the core and we're just overlaying, we're building on top of the core, we're talking to, the people in our chat groups and everything, and just seeing like how you guys using it, and everything. And so this is one of the things that came up, and so I was like, okay, cool, yeah, we can get that in there. And so focus on this experience and make it nice. We also now, if you, depending on what NFT you hold, either the Murder Crows or the governance token, you'll get nice little colors now. So you can see on yours, you're a governance holder. So you get a little gold, circle around you, and then the people that are holding, the Murder Crows get like a purple. If you don't hold a token, which is fine, you can still, join the site and not hold a token. You just can't create content. You'll have like a blue,
What if you have both of
outline.
them?
It'll prefer the governance, so you'll get the the kind of higher up one. So
Okay.
so there's your bragging rights there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also added, we got this who to follow now. So we got, we've started adding all of our weighting and scoring algorithms, onto content. So, basically the system will score these weights, based on a lot of things. We're adding stuff in like counts of posts, counts of comments. There's how much activity you've gotten on your posts, right? So you can imagine all these things that, start generating the score. And we're going to, as we go through the releases, we're going to take that score, and that's what we're going to be using along with other things to start this whole, like, cream rising to the top type of thing, right? Once we get to that, threshold of when you can actually mint it on chain and everything. So we're starting to, layer some of that stuff in. And as we layer it in, we can show some of these other areas and everything. So one of them is, now we can surface, like a fairly decent, who to follow list. And so, we pop that up there as well. And then, the other thing is, we've been refactoring, code, of course, fixing bugs. Again, the people in, our crew in the chat have been great, because they've been finding some edge cases that, oh, okay, yeah, we've fixed this then, and we'll make that work better. So that basically equates to just the way that the whole system's rendering things and performing and everything. So that's been pretty cool. So that's 058. That'll be out today, and then move on to the next build. So for 059, we're gonna be working on more of the internal stuff. So boosting, tipping, sending block to other holders and everything. And we're going to be, again, updating the score of how we're quantifying value on all these different levels, value at the user level, value at the post level, et cetera, et cetera. And we're also, because you and I have been talking about it, we're going to start doing our due diligence on the KYC provider that we're going to end up partnering with. So we got a bunch of things to look at there. Again, the KYC will be primarily to, you won't be able to withdraw or deposit block without it. And we're also going to use this to denote, if you're verified or not, right? So those things, pretty make sense. And so, we're going to use it for that.
And I want to make sure too that people understand that this isn't because we're trying to spy on anybody. This has nothing to do with that. This is more about just making sure that everything we do is compliant with the way I'm sure regulations are going to start tightening things around crypto, blockchain interactivity and engagement, all of that. And so we want to basically build out with this sort of stuff in place now than having to try and go back and retroactively fit everything and create a bunch of problems, because this is already a thing. And I think that, ultimately having blockchain functionality with a use case utility token, and the way people are earning it and doing different things, that's going to be, my phone's been blowing up because I know everybody's trying to wish me happy birthday. So yeah, just so that everybody knows, this isn't like, and I don't even think we won't even have access to this information if I'm correct, because it's all through an API that's encrypted. and
Yeah.
it's all done. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's, depending on who we go through, it may even be all AI driven, where you have to upload it. It's the same kind of system that a lot of exchanges use, really, is what it
Hmm.
boils down to. And the final note is, I don't know yet if, so let's say people are earning block tokens, right? And they're using them because you need them to function on SoBloks ultimately. Does that make SoBloks a money transmitter at all? Because if block tokens end up having some sort of monetary value outside of SoBloks, and it begins getting traded almost like a commodity, like everything else in the crypto space, does that make SoBloks any kind of money transmitter? Which I don't think it should. I think it's bullshit if it does, but that doesn't mean that won't be the case. And if that is the
Right.
case, well, then you have to have these elements in place for the AML KYC, because technically speaking, to some degree, SoBloks block tokens could effectively be utilized for all kinds of activity. And so the regulators and the compliance departments of all these companies and so forth, they want to know who's using what for what, who they are, and all of that. So it sucks, but get used to it, because this is going to become a thing. Even if Twitter were to start utilizing like an internal blockchain, or
Hmm.
start introducing blockchain sales and transactions and things of that nature, they will have to do the same thing. Just know that it's coming.
Right.
Which so we want to be on the forefront of a lot of this stuff, and so that's the whole reason behind it. I just wanted to make that point, because I don't want people to start wigging out thinking, oh my God, KYC on a social media platform, that's terrible. Get used
Right.
to it, because when everything gets tokenized, you're going to see it everywhere. And it's going to be the gate of entry for everything at some point.
Yeah, and I think the thing to mention around that too is it doesn't necessarily mean though that we'll be requiring it, right, for people to join the site. I could see like, um, you could still do some things on it. It's just once you get into the token, and you want to get it in and out of the system, then, it's like, okay, well, we're going to have to, you're going to have to go through this process. Or if you want to be verified, okay, you're going to have to go through the process. So I think once we get more into this, a little further, it'll be clearer, how this, how these paths are going to work exactly. And we'll keep updating people on that. And we're not going to, hold anything back or anything like
Well,
that. So
and
we'll
the
be very
question
upfront and
too
transparent.
is, how, while that will alleviate bots, if it's not required of everyone, then the bots will be obviously active and unverified. And because, I mean, obviously Elon Musk just
Right.
discovered how that works on Twitter. He's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
everybody can get verified. Oh, well, that's
Right.
fun. So when there's no ID or actual proof of identity in place, you're going to get people pretending to be other people. So you have to
Right.
have something like this in place if you want clarification on who's who, and this is the real person. This person is verified because they've actually verified themselves, not just paid $8. Just charging a
Yeah.
fee is going to eliminate the problem overall. It's going to create
Yeah,
new
exactly.
problems.
Yeah. And I mean, thinking about, well, then through the whole system, who do you want to rise at the top, right? Who are the important people? Well, you're not going to get up there if you're not really creating content, interacting with the system, if you're not verified, you're just not going to reach that level. So that in itself kind of helps, filter out, a lot of um, maybe people or content could be questionable, whatever. So I think I think in the end, we'll probably see that, there will be a good balance between this. And, if you're really serious about, building your community, creating content and stuff like that, then you're going to just take this little extra step that you've already done probably on an exchange anyway. So it's not a
Mhm.
huge deal. And like you said, we don't have, my initial look at these APIs is a lot of them are just token based that will tell you, this person's verified. Here's the token. Here's how you interact with our API, so it's not like we're taking tons of this personal data and we're sucking it down and we're like, we know everything about this person and how their driver's license looks, or it's like they don't give you access at that level.
Mhm.
um that being said, it's an interesting segue into what I was going to touch really quick that I didn't put in the slides. Cardano introducing Midnight, which is this new chain that they want to do, where they want to basically use that for a lot of like identity and secured data and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to implement this and then also see how that plays out, because just like with Hydra, it's just like Cardano has some of these really cool layer 2 solutions that they're rolling out, and it's like we're definitely paying attention to that. And if they solve problems that we would like to have solved, and we find that Midnight works great with our KYC offering, and then people have this great experience, and their data is not being used everywhere, then it's like we don't have any problem rolling that stuff in. So I just wanted to kind of mention that, because that was like the big news. I think it was Friday when it dropped or something, and we were kind of chatting about it before. So yeah, if anybody is thinking about Midnight, it's like, yeah, we're looking at all that stuff. We're looking at Hydra. It's like a lot of these Cardano proposals that are coming out, we definitely got our finger on it, and we're keeping an eye on it. So
Good.
okay. So yeah, this is where we're at. 059, 058, like I said, will be out today. 059 is going to focus again on more of these internal block functions boosting as we start down the road, basically, of where we're going with KYC, and like we said, how we're going to be integrating that all in and everything. So this is where we're at. And this stuff is all, again, mention it. You can get all these slides, you can get the videos. I put all these links up on governance. So as we're releasing these, these updates and everything, you'll be able to get access to them on the governance site, and we'll just keep, piling them up on there. So we're going to have, our historical, our whole historical progress and everything there. So
Nice.
that's it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, and I'm assuming that once we get out of, once we've resolved exactly what we're going to be doing in terms of the KYC and all of that verification, we'll start seeing people get verified. But I think at that point, it may be a good bet. It may be a good idea, and I've shared this with you already, is to basically start implementing an advertising model in the platform. Because at that point, then we provide a use case for people who are using the platform and earning block tokens to then be verified, but also be able to start using their block tokens to purchase ads on the platform. Even though it's a limited number of people right now, it won't be once we kind of open the floodgates up and start actually pushing it and marketing it, things. If we get financial partners in place of any kind, any of these things,
Right.
Project Catalyst, because I can tell you right now, I definitely want to have this open to the public once we've submitted to Project Catalyst, because I want people to be able to go in and play with it and see this is real. Okay,
Yeah.
they just want to take this to this, and they need this catalyst funded to take it to that level. I want people to actually be able to dive in, play it, and start to enjoy themselves with it. So yeah, man, that's great, and I'm glad today's a perfect day for a big update. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And yeah, I'll probably end up talking about it in a video here soon, and playing with it myself and showing off some of the new stuff once it launches. So thanks, man.
Cool. Yeah, no problem.
All right, until next time, guys, crow your coins. We'll see you again soon with another dev update for SoBloks.com next week. See you then.
All right.